everyone, Adrienne here. So today we're going to be doing another absinthe review. So this one I am particularly excited about because this has been on my list to review for quite some time. However, it just got to a point where I couldn't justify the purchase for a while because of other things that were happening in my life. And like I said, I've been meaning to get around to trying it for a very long time, and finally the opportunity has been presented to me to review it here on my channel. Finally, this is the Blanchette. I'm so excited. So this is made by Ted Breaux in the Combier distillery in France. So I'm really excited to try this other installment of Ted Breaux's creative endeavors in absinthe. So it's pretty exciting. And for the sake of transparency, this is not my first time trying this one in particular. I was kindly given this sample size of the Blanchette to review on my channel by my friend Marciano, who is a fellow absinthe lover. I tell you, I cannot put into words how appreciative I am of the friendships that I have made in the absinthe community since I started doing these reviews about 7-ish years ago. Still can't believe it's been that long and 50 plus reviews later. But I've made some really incredible friendships along the way, and I wouldn't trade them for the world because friendships built on a love of absinthe are awesome friendships to have. They really are. So in regard to the Blanchette, I am going to settle a little bit of confusion here in this video because apparently a lot of people are under the impression that this is supposed to be a part of the Jade series, and I actually did get a comment stating such a little while ago, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to be petty. But again, I'm going to clear up the confusion surrounding the Blanchette. Okay, so I'm going to read the description of the Blanchette on the Combier Distillery's website. Produced by the Distillery Combier between 1899 and 1915, and again in the same stills since 2006, Blanchette is an authentic white absinthe with a Swiss style with a dominant aniseed taste. With a nose full of freshness where green anise is first noticed, Blanchette is herbaceous and very perfumed with a delicate, fruity vegetal note brought by anise, fennel, and grand wormwood. It is consumed with fresh water without sugar because it is not bitter. It's milky and frosty cloudiness brings a silky sensation in the mouth. So that sounds pretty rad. So I would say about 2 months ago now, I went over to my friend Marciano's place in Seattle and we had a little absinthe tasting, and I told him that I had not yet tried the Blanchette, but I was kind of waiting on reviewing it until I bought a full-size bottle, and he was kind enough to send me home with this after we had a really nice time tasting absinthe at his place. We tried a pre-ban absinthe, which is super exciting because it was his first time trying a pre-ban absinthe and my first time trying this particular pre-ban absinthe that we shared. So it was really exciting being there for his first taste of pre-ban absinthe because it's a thrilling experience, and I think if you're a genuine absinthe lover, you deserve to have that experience. But anyway, so I told him that I hadn't gotten the Blanchette yet and hadn't tried it yet, and we tried it at his apartment. And then he sent me home with the sample to review on my channel, so that was very kind of him. So Maestro, if you're watching, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're so kind. And yeah, so we're going to get into it. So one thing I just wanted to state for anyone who was still confused about the Blanchette being part of the Jades or not being part of the Jades, if you go on the Jade Liqueurs website and you look through their product catalog, you will see the 5 that you know of and love, which, you know, the Jade 1901, the Nouvelle Orléans, the Esprit Adroit, the CF Burger, as well as the Jade Terminus Oxygéné. And you will also see the Cœur de Jade, but one thing you will not see is the Blanchette. The Blanchette is specifically a product of the Combier distillery that is separate from the line of Jades. I just wanted to make that really, really, really clear. And I think one of my friends said something about Alandia kind of causing some of that confusion as well. So I just wanted to clear that up for the record. And since you guys are probably wondering how strong this one's going to be, this is 60% alcohol. So yes, it's a little bit on the stronger side of the spectrum for absinthe, but it's not as strong as the Jades. So the Jades usually range anywhere from 65% to 72%, depending on which product you are going with. But this is 60%, which is typical for an Absinthe Blanche, it will kind of back off a little bit on the alcohol content. Alrighty, so we are going to reposition the camera and get into our review of the Blanchette. I'm really excited to have this again. It's a wonderful product, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail and depth and analysis with this review here. So excited to share it with you guys finally. All right, everyone, we are here with our glass that we are going to be preparing our Blanchette with. So there is the little sample bottle I have. So let's go ahead and get started. I am really excited to have this one again because it's just really good. Okay, so as far as appearance is concerned, this is 100% crystal clear, and obviously because this is a Blanche absinthe, I am not going to be making any remarks about the color. The fact that it's crystal clear and there is no sign of sediment is pretty dang good. So I'm going to go ahead and give this 5 stars for appearance. All right, so let's go ahead and get the ice water involved, shall we? So instead of using a fountain today, I'm going to be using my Lucid brand Brouilleur to prepare this beautiful Blanchette. So let's go ahead and begin the process of the louche. As you can see, immediate louche, that is very promising, and the fact that you can see beautiful tones of blue in there also means that there is wormwood present, because apparently any kind of glowing tinges of blue that you can see in either a Blanche absinthe or a Verte absinthe is indicative of wormwood, and any other spirit that louches like this or has the ouzo effect, as it's sometimes called, that doesn't have wormwood in it will not have this blue radiance. So this is definitely an absinthe la bleue in the truest sense of the word. There's still a little bit of a clear line at the top that hasn't quite disappeared yet, but it's getting there. Just gonna add a little bit more water to help it along. By the way, guys, let me know if you do like this camera angle more than what I typically do, because I kind of like it too. Alright, so as you can see, beautiful louche, impenetrable louche. It is incredibly thick and lovely and gorgeous, and this is the test of the quality of the absinthe that you should be drinking. So if it does not turn cloudy and beautiful like this, then it is definitely not a good quality. So louche, I will give it 4 stars. It's not 100%... like, it's not the thickest, like, absolute thickest louche I've seen. It's probably like, well, 90% at the level of louche I have seen with the Jade absinthe, but obviously this is not a Jade, it's just made by the same person. It's not part of the Jade line. So, but yes, louche is absolutely beautiful. I will go ahead and give it, actually, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and give it 4.5 stars because it is giving those subtle little hints of blue in there, which are indicative of the presence of wormwood. So that's obviously what we want with a good absinthe. Now we are going to reposition the camera once more, and we are going to evaluate the aroma and the taste and the mouthfeel. So let's do this. All right, everyone, we have our glass of the Blanchette. I am super excited to have this once more. So let's go ahead and get into the aroma and see what we can detect from it. So let's get in there. Oh, yeah, that's definitely fruity. So you definitely get a lot of like fruitier, citrusy notes with this, and of course at the very forefront of this is going to be the anise, fennel, and the wormwood. You can smell a little bit of that bite of wormwood, that minty, nice little bite that we all recognize so well. And then we get that little bit of, I want to say, lemon balm in there. Good amount of hyssop as well. And it has a little bit of nuttiness. Like, I don't know if that makes sense or if anyone else who has had this really experiences the nuttiness kind of flavor to it. But that's just what I'm getting from it. So yes, it's definitely vegetal, it's botanical. It's very forward on the anise, so I would say this is probably a good beginner absinthe if you're not opposed to the flavor of anise, like a lot of newbies tend to be, but sometimes you luck out and you get people who like black licorice candy or whatever, so you never know. All right. So aroma, it's lovely. It is very easy on the nose, so I'm going to give that 4.5 stars. All right, so now we're going to examine the flavor and the mouthfeel. So let's see what we got here. And as always, guys, santé, and please drink responsibly. Oh, guys, that is just scandalously sweet. Wow. Like, that goes down so easily, and it has that, like, anise flavor, and it's a little bit fruity. It kind of is slightly reminiscent of strawberries, the kind of, like, fruity note that you get in there, like, just a tiny bit of tartness to accompany the flavors that are going down along with the anise, fennel, and wormwood. Oh, that is so enjoyable. That is so easy and approachable for a beginner. And I would definitely have to say I'm a big fan of that. So any absinthe that is approachable and that a beginner will enjoy, I am definitely an advocate for. And this is definitely a product that will attract a beginner and lure them into the world of absinthe. So that always makes me happy. So for flavor, I'm going to give that 4 stars. So while it really has those prominent notes of anise, fennel, and wormwood, it still has that fruitiness and that sweetness to really kind of lure you in. But there's nothing particularly spectacular about it other than its approachability. So it definitely has approachability going for it. Definitely getting a little bit more of that lemon balm, and you're getting that nice, sweet, kind of fruity note coming through in the aftertaste. So the aftertaste, like the mouthfeel, is so smooth and silky. Like, it is... It's like you get a second, like, tasting after that initial flavor that you get after you swallow. It's just fantastic. It definitely has a lot of layers to it, but again, it's definitely not like the most complex absinthe that I've ever tasted, but that doesn't mean that it's not delicious. Sometimes you need to aim for simplicity. So with this being a blanche, they are going to have a little bit more of a straightforward flavor profile. They're not going to be quite as complex, but that's okay, because sometimes that's all you need. So as far as the mouthfeel is concerned, it is silky, it is substantive, it is so damn smooth in the mouth, and then you get that really nice fruity finish with it. So it's definitely approachable and really, really attractive. And I think even my husband, Mr. Sweet Tooth, is going to really, really like this. So when I film a TikTok review of this a little bit later, I will have him try it, of course. But yeah, this is wonderful. This is the perfect remedy to coming in from a very hot summer day, and with summer approaching, very appropriate. Alright guys, sorry, my camera overheated, so I had to give it a chance to cool down before I finished my review. So let's go ahead and talk about the comprehensive notes on this. So appearance, 5 stars. It's a blanche, it's crystal clear, it's beautiful, can't go wrong. Louche is 4.5 stars. Aroma, 4.5 stars. Flavor, I would say, is 4 stars, and then mouthfeel is 4.5. So it definitely has approachability going for it, which is definitely a good thing for attracting newcomers to the absinthe market and just being like, hey, if you're a beginner, you're gonna like this. And then it'll kind of be a gateway absinthe to try other absinthe that may not be as overwhelming for someone who is just starting out. So I agree. This is a beautiful product. I am really excited that I finally got to try this and review this for all of you so that you can go out and pick up your own bottle of it. And again, this is a creation of Ted Breaux, and this is not part of the Jade line. This is separate. This is for the Combier distillery exclusively. So again, I just wanted to make that clear. Clear as this absinthe was to start out with. Sorry for the stupid joke. So, thank you so much to everyone for watching. I really, really appreciate it. You've been absolutely lovely. And thank you so much to my patrons for your support every single month. I really, really appreciate it. You are wonderful. I literally could not do what I do without you. And to everyone, you're amazing. I love you, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. Bye!